What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Blood coming at you with another video, man. I wanted to talk to you guys about Undisputed. Everybody's talking about Undisputed. The major networks are talking about Undisputed. I went over to Box Nation. They was talking about Undisputed. Even some of the big channels are talking about Undisputed. Some of the fighters have even felt the pressure, and now they're talking about being undisputed. Then there's some fighters who just want to do it for the legacy. They want to achieve undisputed status because it's been some time since we've had an undisputed champion. Shout out to A Weapons. A Weapons did some research for me because I did a video earlier, I think like a week ago or a few days back, in which I spoke about undisputed, and I wanted to know why they started to acknowledge the WBO belt in 2006, and I'm going to tell you guys why they started to acknowledge the WBO belt in 2006. Thanks a lot, A Weapons, for doing the research for me. I went back and I looked at what you said, and it's correct. That's the same thing I came up with, too. In 2004, the WBA and the WBC started to acknowledge the WBO as a major belt. Now, they needed all three of the WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. They needed all three sanctioning bodies to acknowledge the WBO, making the WBO mandatory to gain undisputed status, okay? Bernard was undisputed for quite some time, and as you can see here, nearly 4 years he was undisputed. So he was able to keep all four of the major belts for nearly 4 years and meet all their demands. So this could be done, okay? Bernard Hopkins won the belt the right way, through a tournament. We all remember that tournament. Well, anyone who was watching boxing back then, you would definitely remember the middleweight tournament. Trinidad was moving up. He was an exciting, young, undefeated fighter. You had William Joppy involved, and you had Keith Holmes. All good fighters. Very exciting tournament, man. Now let's talk about some of the other undisputed champions of recent. In fact, I only went with undisputed champions from this century right here, from 2000 and up, okay? I'm going to tell you all of them was. Costa Tszyu was one of them, okay? Now, he had the undisputed status from 2001 to 2003, which means he only needed the three belts, the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF. Now, if somebody else really wanted to be undisputed, they could have challenged Costa Tszyu and tried to become undisputed. The opportunity was right there for that individual that y'all love so much, but he didn't want to take the chance. But now he's an undisputed. I'm going to get back into that too. If y'all don't like it too fucking bad, but I'm going to get back into it basically because you guys don't know how to shut the hell up, number one. So I'm going to have to show you what I'm all about. Now, if you go up to welterweight, the last undisputed champion was Zab Judah. As you can see, he had it from February of 2005 to January of 2006. He was the undisputed welterweight champion. Baldomir defeated him, and Baldomir did not want to pay the sanctioning fees. So that whole thing was broken up because Baldomir did not want to meet those demands. He didn't want to be a real champ, basically. So to me, Baldomir was just the title holder. That's all he was. Now moving up in weight, we're going to Winky Wright. He was the last junior middleweight that had an undisputed status. In 2004, he had all three belts, okay? Of course, we had Jermaine Taylor, who was the last undisputed champion. But there were some other undisputed champions also this century, okay? Of course, we have Rory Jones, who was undisputed at light heavyweight from 1999 to 2002, okay? At that time, he didn't have to go over to Germany and fight. All he needed was the three belts that he had. The WBA, the WBC, and the IBF. O'Neal Bell actually made it to 2006. It looks like we had our last undisputed champions in 2006 when the rule came into effect that you had to have all four belts, okay? This is when it was recognized by everybody that you had to have all four belts in 2006. So in January of 2006, O'Neal Bell had all three WBA, WBC, and IBF and Cruiserweight, which made him undisputed. He would lose one of the belts because he pulled out of a mandatory with Steve Cunningham. And besides that, by the end of that year, you needed the WBO also, okay? And then, of course, there was Lennox Lewis, who had the WBC, the WBA, and the IBF from November of 1999 to April of 2000, okay? So he was the last heavyweight that was considered an undisputed. At that time, once again, he didn't need the WBO because the WBO was not recognized till 2006. Now, these guys were the last undisputed champions. Now, there was some guy who came on my page talking shit, talking smack on my last video, and I haven't had too many of you guys come around lately, but you came calling me a Floyd Mayweather hater and all that. Look, yeah, I told you that I am a hater. I mean, let's do a little eye test here. Tell me, I mean, just be honest with yourself, man. This is to that boy who left that comment. No, you know what? I'm going to be respectful. Even though you came through and was being disrespectful to me, I'm going to be respectful. This is to the young man who was on my page talking about that Floyd Mayweather hater shit. Listen, since I'm a Mayweather hater, tell me what's wrong with this picture here. You have one that's really an undisputed champ and one's not. Something look different right here. Look at this here. Look at this picture here. What looks different? I mean, create an illusion, man. Create an illusion. It's great for TV. It's great to show the public, the casual fans that you got all these belts here, but if you really look at those belts, you will see what I'm talking about. If you can't see with your own eyes what I'm talking about, then you got a problem. Don't be mad at me because the shit I come with is real and I got fucking valid shit that I come up with. All that talk, all that TBE and all that shit, take that somewhere else. You can't come to me with that. Just look at the picture. What's the issue here? I mean, shit, maybe I need to get my eyes checked. I mean, shit. In fact, that looks pretty damn impressive. It looks even better than being an undisputed to the casual fan. They'll think, shit, look at this motherfucker got 7 belts on him. 7 belts. Look at that. Looks like undisputed to me, don't it? You know, hey, man. Hey, look. I don't like 25, 30-old men telling me about I'm a Mayweather hater and all that shit. You sound like a fanboy when you do that shit. You giving it up. You letting us know that you got fanboy tendencies. You letting us know just by your talk or by your typing. And then you're going to come on there after that and start talking to me in that wigger language, talking about I'm butthurt and all that stuff. You're supposed to be a black man talking wigger talk, a grown-ass black man talking wigger talk to another grown-ass black man. Come on, man. Get off my page with that shit. Look at the pictures. Look. What's the difference? Can you see? I mean, let's just do the little eye test. Can you see the difference here between the last real undisputed champion and the guy who claiming, I mean, he could go around to England and talk in front of all these people and nobody call him on his shit because they into that celebrity worship shit. So, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. I'm not into the celebrity worship shit. So miss me with that shit, man. I'm out of here, man.